Hey everybody, all right, in this video, let's talk about the coronavirus impact on the Disney parks. Now, before we get started, I just want to say that this situation is serious, right? And the Disney parks are, in the overall scheme of things, really not that important. Now, I'm gonna focus on that aspect of it in this video because that's what my channel is dedicated to. I talk about the Disney parks, but it's not that, in the overall scheme of things, it's not that important, okay? There's a lot of people that are affected by this. A lot of people lost their lives because of this virus, and really the most important thing is containing it and trying to find a vaccine or a cure for it so we can go ahead and eradicate this thing, because we don't want it to spread anymore. Okay, that's the most important thing. And I really wanted to emphasize that in this video, that, you know, these Disney parks, while they're important to us and a lot of people around the world, in cases like this, they really take a back seat, right? And the only reason I'm focusing on the park impact in this video is because that's what I do. That's my channel, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and talk about that, but I want to make it very clear that first and foremost, you know, protecting people from this disease, getting it under control, finding a cure, finding a vaccine, that's the priority. And I really hope that the powers that be that are in charge of all that stuff, you know, I wish them, you know, a speedy process in regards to all of that we can get a vaccine for this as soon as possible. Now, with that said, I do want to talk about its impact, though, on the Disney parks. Now, the impact has been undeniable. Disney closed Shanghai Disneyland. That was I think about a month or so ago. It's been quite a while. Hong Kong Disneyland is also closed. And most recently, Tokyo Disneyland shut its doors. Now, they actually announced like an end date. I think it's like mid-March or something like that, or later on in the month, where they're going to reopen. It's just like a hiatus kind of for Tokyo Disneyland. But still, Disney has all of its Asian parks shut down at the current moment because of the coronavirus. Now, that's not to say that other parks won't be affected. Who's to say down the road they won't shut down Paris, or maybe even the domestic parks? We just don't know how bad this whole thing is gonna pan out to be. Hopefully not. Hopefully they can get this thing under control, but you never know. Now, this is gonna have a huge impact on Disney parks. I mean, look, Disney is a business. I know that sounds cliche, but it is. It's a business, and you know, they're losing a lot of money with having all these parks closed, right? A lot of money. And, you know, as a division, right, as a parks and resorts division, that's going to hurt the overall bottom line. Okay, this is the reality of it. And when bottom lines get affected and hurt and impacted, what usually happens is the company will try to offset those losses with budget cuts and things of that nature. Now, I personally have not seen or heard anything to indicate that Disney is going to start budget cutting and really tightening the purse strings when it comes to the domestic parks due to the coronavirus. I haven't heard anything like that. But I think it's a good possibility. I really do. As this thing kind of trugs along and the parks are still not open, it's going to have a financial impact on these parks and on the parks division, and Disney's going to start looking for ways to offset those losses. Now, I will say this. Today, I believe it was announced that the Shanghai Disneyland Resort is going to start doing like a phased reopening. I think they're going to open Disneytown, which is kind of like their shopping district, their downtown Disney. They're going to open that, and I think they said the hotel too. I might be mistaken on that. But they're going to start with those and sort of kind of do a phased rollout, a phased reopen, and see how that goes. So we'll see. We'll see. That might soften the financial blow a little bit if people are able to actually buy stuff and all that. But still, it's going to be this coronavirus is really going to hurt the Walt Disney Company. And it has. I mean, you've seen, I don't know if you guys follow the stock market. The Walt Disney Company stock has really tanked since this whole thing has kind of taken hold. I mean, as of this video today, right, which is Monday, March 9th, Disney stock is like at 105 a share. Now, that's really, really low, you guys. I mean, just a few months ago, Disney was like pushing like 145, 150 a share. And today, it's just the bottom fell out. It's 105. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Now, it's not just Disney. A lot of companies are taking the hit, but it just goes to show you, though, the impact that this is having on these corporations, and Disney especially. They do a lot of business in China with the theme parks and stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, I just, this video, I don't want it to be like doom and gloom, right? I mean, I don't want it to come off as like super negative, like, oh my God, the parks are going to have this disastrous time from here on out because of coronavirus. I don't think that's the case. I think short term, I do think it's gonna pay a heavy toll. I do think that we're gonna see a lot of, budget cuts and things like that. I don't think that this is over anytime soon. I think that these parks that are closed right now are probably going to stay closed for a little while longer, but eventually Disney will bounce back. Eventually these parks will open. Eventually the stock will rebound and things will get back to normal again. But as of right now, in the short term, it's a world of hurt for Disney. It's really not looking good. I mean, this is really impacting them. So we'll see. But you know what? I first and foremost, like I said at the intro of the video, the most important thing is getting this virus under control, eradicating it, getting a vaccine, getting a cure, whatever they can do to really just erase this whole coronavirus off the map and get people, back in the parks and get people healthy, enjoying life again, right? It's been a very stressful time for everybody. And I pray for everybody affected by this. And, I really do hope for a speedy resolution to this, because this is pretty scary stuff, you guys. But what are you guys' thoughts on this whole coronavirus thing, on how it impacts the Disney parks? Do you think that this means budget cuts are coming because of the huge financial losses that Disney is undertaking with this virus? Or do you think that it's going to be that they're not going to cut at all, and they're going to just kind of go forward with business as usual? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. And as always, have a wonderful day.